Picture the absolute deadliest environments you can possibly imagine. We are talking places just soaked in lethal doses of radiation, where life, as we know it anyway, should just cease to exist. But today, in this explainer, we're going to unpack the ultimate mystery of a tiny biological marvel that literally laughs in the face of those rules.
Seriously, ask yourself, what kind of creature could survive radiation strong enough to destroy human cells in a matter of seconds? Just imagine a life form taking that kind of concentrated, lethal energy head-on without instantly breaking apart. Sounds like science fiction, right?
Okay, let's dive right into this. When you think of a creature that is completely radiation-proof, your mind probably jumps straight to a cockroach. We've all heard that classic myth. Or maybe you're thinking of a tardigrade, those nearly invincible microscopic water bears. Or perhaps even that strange black fungus scientists found growing inside the highly radioactive ruins of Chernobyl. But actually, scratch that. The reality is totally different. The ultimate survivor isn't a bug or a fungus, it is way, way smaller.
Meet Deinococcus radiodurans. It's a microbe so unbelievably tough, so incredibly resilient, that scientists actually gave it the official nickname Conan the Bacterium. Yep, just like Conan the Barbarian. This tiny red-orange spherical speck is the undisputed, true survivor of the natural world.
Moving right along to Section 1, the canned meat mystery.
So how do you even go about finding a microscopic survivor with literal superpowers? Well, totally by accident. Back in the 1950s, researchers were just trying to figure out how to sterilize canned food. They took a sealed can of meat and blasted it with a highly concentrated, intense beam of radiation. They fully expected total, complete sterilization. I mean, by all known science at the time, radiation that strong should have killed absolutely everything inside. But the meat spoiled anyway. The scientists were completely baffled. Something inside that can had survived the death ray.
Which brings us to Section 2, Shattered DNA and Super Repair.
To understand exactly how Conan the Bacterium pulls off this completely impossible trick inside a sterilized can of meat, we really have to look at the biological mechanics of what radiation actually does. Normally, radiation destroys life by causing catastrophic double-strand DNA breaks. Basically, it violently smashes a cell's genetic code into tiny pieces. For almost all organisms, us humans included, suffering massive double-strand breaks like this is an immediate, irreversible death sentence. Genomic integrity is lost, and it's game over.
But, and this brilliantly illustrates the difference, here is what makes Conan so incredibly special. When radiation hits it, its DNA actually does shatter. It breaks into fragments. But the microbe survives the initial hit. Then it immediately accesses these intact, redundant backup copies of its own genetic code. It's essentially a biological hard drive backup system. From there, it deploys specialized repair enzymes that rapidly, physically stitch those broken strands right back together. It perfectly rebuilds a totally shattered genome in just a matter of hours. No way, right?
Now, I should clarify something. There's this common misconception out there that Conan the Bacterium somehow eats radiation. It doesn't. It's not using the radiation as food or fuel like some sci-fi movie monster. It's really just an unstoppable biological repair machine. It takes catastrophic damage, rapidly puts itself back together, and just goes on about its day as if absolutely nothing happened. Let's look at Section 3, Deep Space and Toxic Cleanup.
So we know how this microscopic superpower works. But what is the so what here? How does this translate to real-world applications for us? Well, it is a real game changer. Because of these incredible repair abilities, scientists are heavily researching Conan for future space missions. Think about it. Deep space is absolutely flooded with lethal cosmic radiation. It's one of the biggest hazards to human spaceflight and a huge roadblock for getting people to Mars. But by reverse engineering how this microbe repairs its DNA, we might actually develop advanced radiation shielding therapeutics for our astronauts. And here on Earth, we could potentially deploy these exact same extreme bacteria to literally eat toxic waste and restore heavily irradiated disaster zones, places that are totally inaccessible to humans. The applications for our survival and expansion are absolutely massive.
In a world where radiation is usually a swift, silent killer, this tiny microbe stands entirely alone. Its ultimate message to nature is so simple, yet so epic. Break me if you can. It's just the ultimate testament to unrivaled biological toughness.
Which leaves us with a pretty provocative question to chew on. Does a tiny microbe hold the actual key to humanity surviving deep space? It's kind of wild to think that the secret to unlocking our future out among the stars, and even healing our own planet right here at home, might just come from a tiny microscopic sphere they found in a spoiled can of meat. Thank you so much for hanging out with me for this explainer. Keep asking questions, keep exploring those hidden marvels all around us, and I will catch you next time.